Hello everybody and welcome back to another video. It's Aly Kat here. Now in today's video I'm going to be talking about the characters who I think are going to turn up in Fate of Fury City of the Wolves Season 2. Okay, so date of recording the video is the 10th of December. Yesterday was the 9th and that's when Mr. Big got released. That's the final character for Fate of Fury City of the Wolves. Okay, so SNK also tweeted, expect Season 2 to start in 2026, like January. And also expect a major balance patch update as well. So very interesting. That's two things that they've alluded to. So we know Season 2 is happening and it looks like that we're going to get the first character as early as next month, which is incredible. And we may be getting a character every month, like who knows. But anyway, since City of the Wolves got released back in April, earlier on in the year, there's been a few characters that have been missing who were from the original Mark of the Wolves. So I'm going to go through some characters from there which I think should be included or most likely going to be featured in Season 2. I just want to say a huge thank you to everyone who's showed some support on the channel, whether you're viewing a video, liking or commenting or sharing. I really appreciate you all. If you've not subscribed yet, you're more than welcome to do so. It keeps me motivated to do more videos just like this one. And we're building on a lovely little community here if you're into your cozy FGC games. Also, I want to say a big thank you to SNK for providing me special early access to some of the recent DLC characters in Season 1, and I will look forward to future collaborations. Thank you so much. Okay, so let's get into it. Okay, so when we go back to the original Mark of the Wolves, there were originally 12 playable characters, and 10 of those characters made it into the final base roster for City of the Wolves. So the two that were missing were Kim Jae-hoon and Freeman. Now, Jae-hoon is the brother of Kim Dong-wan, and whose father is Kim Ga-kwan. And also, they both do Taekwondo. Difference between Dong-wan is that he specialises in electrics, whereas Jae-hoon specialises in pyrotechnics, so that's fire. So I do think that Jae-hoon does stand quite a strong chance of being, if not the first, but definitely going to be included in Season 2. Okay, so next up we've got Freeman. Freeman is a crazy sadistic killer, and he's got a very unique fighting style where he contorts his body and uses his limbs to throw in people's faces, basically. Powers include slashing hands, cutting aura, and he uses shadow trickery. Now, what's interesting about Freeman is, well, he's not appeared in any other game, but I do think that he's very unique to the City of the Wolves franchise, and some argue that he should have been on the base roster. I do think maybe they were waiting to see what the feedback might have been about the characters missing to determine who makes it next, and I do think that he's got quite of a unique enough personality to make an appearance in City of the Wolves. I do think he should be in there as well. Okay, so next up we've got Grant. Grant was one of the main antagonists and main bosses in Mark of the Wolves. Now, I do think that he's going to turn up in the game at some point, but I think maybe only a slim possibility of him turning up for Season 2. I just think Season 2 is so stacked. He might have some stiff competition, but there is that potential. Okay, so we've got Blue Mary. Now, Blue Mary was not in the original Mark of the Wolves, but she is part of the SNK and Terry family, of course, and she's referenced a lot in his story and also in Chun-Li's as well in City of the Wolves. She's very popular. She's been in numerous Fate of Fury games and also in King of Fighters. She's made quite a lot of appearances and she's fairly well known. I do think it's very likely that she will turn up, and she's probably one of the most requested characters as well. She's got that unique grappling fighting style, and she's also got a very bubbly personality. So yeah, I do think that she'll be turning up in Season 2. Okay, so that was the main characters from the original Mark of the Wolves, who weren't included in City of the Wolves, but who I think are likely. So far we've got Jae-hoon and Freeman, I think, are certified, guaranteed, and also Blue Mary. Blue Mary wasn't in Mark of the Wolves, but I do think that she'll be included. Okay, so let's talk about Mr. Big for a second, because he was the last character to be included in City of the Wolves, and he comes from Art of Fighting originally. We do know that SNK are working on a new Art of Fighting title, so one can only wonder the crossover here. I think it's quite likely that we're going to get some more people from Art of Fighting, the series, making an appearance in City of the Wolves. So you can guarantee that your first bet is going to be on Ryo, and it's going to be on Robert as well, turning up. Like, those two are the most strongest contenders. Not only are the characters very popular, but they've made numerous appearances in the King of Fighters series, and they've also been referenced as well in the story for Marco in City of the Wolves. So we do know that there is a potential for crossovers and some more appearances later on. Okay, so do I think they're going to turn up in City of the Wolves? I do think so, as part of season 2. Okay, so I'm going to do a running total so far. We have got Jaehoon, we've got Freeman. I said maybe Grant, but I think he might come a bit later. So it's 2 so far. 3 Blue Mary, definitely. 4 Ryo, and then we've got 5 Robert from Art of Fighting's 5. So if we're going back to the original 6, that means we've got a slot for 1 more, and I think it's going to be a boss, Wolfgang Krauser, who's going to make the final slot if there's like 6 slots. However, if SNK do actually say that they're going to release a character every month, and then starting from January, that means we've got 12 DLC characters. Will be crazy for season 2. Oh my goodness. Okay, so that's my predictions for season 2. But what's interesting is that if SNK do release a character every month, that's 12 slots. So we've got a massive DLC potentially that's in the works. So I think it's quite likely that we might get Nightmare Geese and Fallen Rock as part of that list, because they're technically already in the game already, but we just can't play them yet. Okay, so we've got those 2. It would be cool to get some more characters from King of Fighters series, Kyo and Yuri, like very popular characters, and I think that could draw people to the game as well. So that would be like 4 slots taken. So who's the other 2? Well, I think it would be cool to get Yamazaki, because it's a personal favourite of mine, and maybe we might get a guest from another Capcom character, Street Fighter 2. It could be like Gaia or Kami or just somebody else, but if it's not Capcom, maybe it's another franchise. Maybe it's someone from Koei Tecmo, maybe it could even be Sega, maybe it could be someone from Guilty Gear. So we've got a lot of potential there for a slot to be easily filled with another 6 characters. I mean, 12 characters for a DLC would be absolutely insane and unheard of. Okay, but enough about what I think. What do you guys think? Who do you think is going to be making an appearance in season 2 of City of the Wolves? Who's in your wish list? You know, come on, tell me. I'd love to know. Okay, but as always, if you made it this far, congratulations, and you're more than welcome to drop a subscribe to the channel. Keeps me motivated to make more videos just like this one, and we're building on a lovely community here, and it would be great to get involved. Okay, so until next time, look after yourselves. Don't forget to check out the other videos on my playlist for SNK, and I'll see you again in the next video. Thank you so much.